My name's Matt Brackley. I'm happy to be showing you guys my e-portfolio. Today I looked at a couple of yours that you guys got up earlier in the week, and I was really happy to see you guys, see who you are. So I think one of the great things about this, as a lot of us in this applied science program are not traditional students. We're from different areas of the state or maybe even the country. And it's good to actually see each other and see each other kind of in a face-to-face almost setting, and not just interact on discussion boards or whatever. So I hope that you enjoy my video as much as I've enjoyed yours, and will enjoy the rest of yours as you guys get them up. So this class was kind of a mystery to me. I didn't really know where to begin in a lot of areas. An e-portfolio, I never heard of one, but I've learned a lot, and I think that this has been a really good opportunity, and I think it will continue to be a good opportunity as I finish up this class with the rest of you. So I put a little bit of a presentation together kind of to keep me on track and give you guys something else to look at other than me. So here we go. I have a little bit of an agenda. I want to give you guys a personal introduction just so that you know who I am and where I come from, a little bit about me. And I want to talk about my educational background, my professional background, and then get more into where I'm going with my e-portfolio. Now that I think that I finally know where I'm going with my e-portfolio, I want to talk a little bit about my target audience specifically so that you guys can relate to my e-portfolio when you actually see it, and then get into some of the content that I have in there and what I'm going to add. So as far as personal introduction, I spend a lot of time with my family. I have a young family. I think it's really important to do that. My wife and I married pretty young. We'll be married 9 years this year. We have 3 great kids. My son Anthony is 7, and we also have twin girls, Cindy and Ava, and they're 6. And of course, last but certainly not least, we have our dog Jack. He's about 1.5 years old. He's an Australian Terrier. Really great dog. Then, just to let you know what I do in my spare time when I'm not completing an e-portfolio or another school assignment, or when I'm not working. I try to spend most of my time with my kids. Anthony likes to build Legos with me and play games. He's a real brainiac, so we spend a lot of time doing that kind of stuff. The girls are a lot of fun. They like to go on walks, and they try to get me to play dolls with them, and I do that sometimes. We try to travel a little bit. We homeschool our kids, so we try to get out there and go to zoos, and took them to Disney last year, and that's been pretty fun. We like to travel a little bit. Recently, I've got into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with the kids. It's been great for them. They love it, and it's been good for me. It's a good stress release from work and from school, and it's just something that I've started to enjoy. I've been doing it about the last 6 months, and it's fun. Just a little bit of background on me. Now, from an educational background, I'm sure that I have a story that is probably similar to a lot of yours, but is also very unique. I think that most of us who are in this applied science program have gone through some different phases of our education. Didn't really know where we were going to wind up. Maybe we still don't know where we're going to wind up. But I thought I'd talk about it a little bit. I have an associate's degree from Maine Maritime Academy in electrical shipbuilding. I did that through an apprenticeship program at Bath Iron Works, where I still work today. It was a really good program. I went from a hands-on type job into a professional job in the contracts department at BIW. And I knew that I had to continue my education. I looked around a little bit, and I found this program of applied sciences. I had a business administration minor, which seemed like it really lined up with what I do for work. and would help to round me out from a less of a technical perspective and a more professional perspective. So I started this program in the fall of 2011. After this class, I'll have 5 more to go. I'm really looking forward to graduating. I'm hoping to graduate in the spring of 2014. And as far as future education goes, I don't know. It's tough working full-time, as I'm sure many of you can attest, and going to school with all the coursework and everything. So I don't know what I'll do. I've been approached at work about potentially being sponsored for an executive MBA program at Boston University. So that's something that I'm thinking about for the future, but we'll see where this takes me. My professional background. I put this graph down here. It doesn't really have any numbers behind it, but I just, when I saw it, it kind of reminded me of my professional background, because I've kind of been all over the place, like the graph. I've worked full-time since I graduated from high school. Before that, I worked part-time. I worked at a bank as a teller part-time in my senior year. And the day that I graduated high school, they offered me a job as assistant branch manager. I did that for a couple of years. I got tired of counting everyone else's money and thought that maybe I should get into a field where I could make some of my own. And my parents had always told me, learn a trade, learn a trade. So I said, maybe Mom and Dad know what they're talking about. I applied for the apprenticeship program that I talked about before down at Bath Iron Works, and I was accepted. I worked really hard. I was able to be the valedictorian of my class of that 4-year program. I learned a lot. I learned a lot of hands-on type experience with shipbuilding. I learned a lot about electrical systems. I actually got my master electrical license, and my plan was to quit at Bath Iron Works and just start a business as an electrical contractor. So I did that part-time for a little bit, and then I got offered a job in the contracts and estimating side of Bath Iron Works, and I kind of thought that would be something fun to try. I got into it. I really enjoyed it a lot. I've progressed there. I've been at BIW for about 10 years and in contracts for the last 6. And I've progressed really well. I am a project manager. I have a team of estimators and contract specialists that I oversee as we estimate change work and new construction. We prepare proposals, write contract modifications that we then negotiate with the Navy, who is our primary customer. It's really good work. I really enjoy it. I can see myself continuing in this field, and that's a big part of why I'm here right now, taking this class and finishing up my bachelor's degree so that I can continue to progress there. So, getting down to my e-portfolio, I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about what I do, like I just did, and so that you would understand who my target audience might be. I had a really hard time trying to pin that down myself, so I have 3 groups who could potentially be my target audience of this e-portfolio. There would be professional recruiters, maybe for another company someday down the road, or perhaps senior level hiring managers at BIW or at another company. And then finally, if I do decide to pursue the executive MBA program, it might be really good for the screening boards to be able to see me, see what I've done, and all the other content in my e-portfolio. Given this group of people that will be looking at it, I'll be using some technical terms in some of my other videos and in some of my text on my e-portfolio, and I probably won't explain all of it because of who my target audience is. Hopefully it won't be too dry and boring for the rest of you as you look through it. I don't think that it will be. As far as the actual content goes, I'm going to have a personal introduction. I think that I'm going to have that with text. I've kind of been going back and forth with the idea of the video. Speaking on video is kind of new to me, probably is for the rest of you, so I'm not really sure. I am going to incorporate a couple of videos, but I also want to have my resume right up there at the top. I know that the idea of the e-portfolio is kind of going away from the resume, and I can really see that happening even now and in the future. But I know that a lot of employers today are looking for a resume. They're looking for that one-sheet summary that they can glance through and really see the quantified accomplishments and educational background of the applicant. So I'm going to have that right up at the top. I'm also going to have a section shortly after that for projects managed. I kind of got this idea when we were doing our analytical resumes, which is kind of a twist on the traditional resume. And it's more results oriented, what you've actually accomplished. So I thought that there would be a good section for me. I'm going to put up a few metrics of some projects that I've managed, the objectives, how they turned out, lessons learned, that kind of thing, so that potential employers can see what I've actually done. I'm also going to have a little introduction video on marine estimating, kind of share with potential employers my philosophies about estimating and my approaches and a little bit of the background that got me through those philosophies and approaches to where I am today as a professional in that field. I'm also going to have a little video on leadership. I've been a manager for about 3 years. I've supervised people before that, and I'd like to share once again, my philosophies and theories about leadership, how to be an effective leader, how I have been an effective leader, and what I've learned on that journey. I envision myself applying for roles where I would have advanced or continually progressing supervisory and managerial responsibilities. So I just kind of want to share that with potential employers. I think that's important. It can be something that's very difficult to quantify in a resume or in a cover letter, but I think that a video will really help to display some of that. Also, I'm going to have my educational background. I've always studied really hard and tried to do my best with my assignments. You can be the judge of this one, but I've managed to have a good GPA. So I'm going to put my transcripts up. I'm going to have a copy of my associate's degree from Maine Maritime Academy. And also links of interest. This was something that I put in my annotated table of contents. Boy, getting tired here. And I had said that I was going to have this, and Professor Snyder had actually come back and said, you know, maybe it's a little bit presumptive to put that in there, that I would be presuming that people would want to look at me further than what I'd already provided. And I understand that a lot of hiring managers are very busy and will not continue that. But I've also read several articles recently, and in my own social and professional networking, I've seen that a lot of employers and a lot of recruiters are very much LinkedIn to LinkedIn, shall we say. And I do have a LinkedIn profile. I thought that I'd put a link to that so that they could click on that if they're a LinkedIn user and kind of see from a little bit different perspective who I am as a professional, who my contacts are, what my background is that I have on there. Also, a lot of employers are looking at Facebook. It's just a fact of where we are today with technology and with social networking, so I'm going to put a link to my Facebook page there too. Just to let them know I have nothing to hide. If they want to check me out from that angle, that's fine. That pretty much sums up my e-portfolio content. I look forward to seeing the rest of your videos. Thanks for viewing mine, and feel free to comment and let me know how I can do better. I have a couple more videos that I need to finish up, so I'll take all the criticism I can get. Thank you.